Well, it's definitely that time of year. It's smoky as hell, and it just is unpleasant to go outside. Hi, welcome back to The Colorblind Architect. Last week you might have noticed that I published a little bit different of a video than I normally have, and it's my new series. I've started doing some tutorial videos on some of my favorite techniques and methods for my process as an architect. The first one was actually about using Google Earth geometry within ArchiCAD. This past week then, I went out into the woods. I was camping and had a blast. It was really wonderful. And then I come back down into the valley after a week in the woods and realized, yeah, it's really smoky here in Salt Lake. Really, really smoky. The reason? Apparently Oregon and California are both on fire. And of course, all that smoke, it blows to the east. And where does it come? It comes here. So we just see their smoke in our sky and have to breathe it. Thanks, Oregon. Thanks, California. But that's okay. We'll still send our firefighters to come help you out because that's just what we do here in Utah. We help out. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was this corruption thing. I talked about it in a recent video, but I was thinking about it on the drive into work this morning, and I was thinking about the fact that one of the things that a lot of leaders do, they picture themselves as kind of a savior, you know? One of the reasons why typically I would not be all that concerned about someone like Joe Biden in a normal case would be, most leaders in America don't really want to become a tyrannical dictator, right? But that's the problem. Joe Biden is one of these kinds of people who he's corrupted himself over the years. He's accepted bribes in so many places. He's done things that weren't in line with good morality. And this long pattern of abuse of the laws of morality, it comes back to bite you eventually. Actually, it comes back to bite all of us. See, the problem with having a leader who is unrighteous, a leader who is not moral, is they don't have the moral foundation and the moral habits to avoid becoming a tyrannical dictator. Every dictator that comes to power started out dreamy-eyed, thinking, I'm going to save the world. Yes, that's right. Idi Amin, right? Just study his history. He actually started out as the darling of a lot of Western powers because they all thought, oh, well, he's a British trained military guy. He's got all these ethics. He seems like he's really solid. So when he came to power, people thought, oh, good, he's going to clean up Uganda. And then, what did he do? He became one of the worst dictators of the 1970s. And that's saying something because there was also Pol Pot. Yes, that's right. It's really easy for leaders to become immoral and tyrannical. And again, it's usually because they start out believing themselves to be God's gift to the planet. They think only I can save the world. That hubris, that arrogance, is what causes the suffering of so many. Mao Zedong was the same way. He thought he was going to save China and make it the perfect paradise on earth, and he ended up killing, estimates are anywhere from 20 to 45 million people in a famine. in a country that gets more than enough rain to supply the needs of its citizens, 45 million people die from starvation? Yes. Because when you think you're going to save humanity, you're going to end up ruining it. Now, I want to talk about the word president. See, Joe Biden is the current president. Now, he thinks that he's the ruler of the country. And you can tell because he keeps doing things like just signing executive orders. Now, just to be clear, I'm just as critical of Republicans when they do that. I'm just as critical of anybody who does that. I want as little power in the federal government as possible. I don't want them to be powerful enough to affect my daily life. Okay? I want the federal government to be just as minimally powerful enough to do their freaking job, which is simply build interstate highways and have a good military. Regulate commerce overseas and stuff like that. Tariffs and stuff like that. I don't want anything more. But the word president doesn't mean to be a ruler. It just means to preside. And that's it. To preside. So, if only they would remember that. If only they would remember that it's just to preside. That's almost like being the president of a homeowners association. You don't actually have any real power. That's the whole idea. The founding fathers didn't really want us to have a strong president. They wanted a person who would basically, when we needed it, be the commander-in-chief over the military to protect us from foreign enemies. It's most of what they wanted. They didn't really want a powerful chief executive because really the idea is to just kind of be there just to make sure. And unfortunately, too many leaders take it to their head. So, again, be humble. Practice humility. That's something that I have to do all the time, too. We all do. We're all flawed individuals. And arrogance, hubris, that's where destruction lies. So, eat a slice of humble pie. Learn to be submissive to God. That doesn't mean that you're not being strong. It just means don't think that you're the answer. Don't think that you're the hottest stuff. Instead, just focus on doing the best you can and recognize your failings. Try to recognize your failings. And if you don't see your failings, then you need to re-examine because you're most likely missing something. Yeah, that's right. Because we all have failings. So, with that, I'm going to bid you adieu for another day. I am going to have more tutorial videos coming out. I am excited about that part of my channel. And also, my foot is getting better. I'm actually walking on it now again. The broken foot is almost healed. I'm excited. Hopefully, I'm going to get the go-ahead for hiking and running from the doctor in a couple weeks. And if that happens, yeah, I'm going to probably get some more hiking vlogs out. And I'm also going to, in the wintertime, I'm going to try to do some skiing videos as well. I'm excited about where this channel's going, mostly because it's my chance to share my passions, share my experiences with those that enjoy watching these videos. And I know there's not very many of you, but that's okay. I'm doing this because I want to share my life and my experiences and my knowledge with others. And so thank you for joining me. I'm the Colorblind Architect. Peace out.